Once upon a time in the busy city of Accra, where the streets hummed with the sound of trotros honking impatiently, street hawkers calling out, and the distant sound from roadside speakers. Modern story buildings stood tall, their glass windows reflecting the golden sunset, while narrow alleys and ancient marketplaces spoke of centuries-old tales. The air carried a mixture of roasted plantain and grilled kebabs. In this city, there lived a young lady called Abigail. She had skin like polished mahogany, smooth and radiant, and her deep brown eyes carried a sparkle that could enchant even the hardest of hearts. Her full lips curved into a smile that could stop conversations, and her hair cascaded down her shoulders like a crown. Abigail was more than just a pretty face. She was a sensation, an icon. With flawless caramel skin, striking hazel eyes, and a smile that could light up the darkest alley, she ruled the entertainment world. Brands yearned to have her as their ambassador, and social media worshipped her like a goddess. But beauty, like power, came with its own dangers. One fateful evening, Abigail was booked for a night shoot for a high-end cosmetics brand. In joy and excitement, she dressed beautiful to the venue for the shoot. The setting was enchanting. It smelled of wealth, a mansion at the center of the city, surrounded by towering beautiful buildings. "You are finally here," one of the makeup artists said in a calm tone. Then she smiled. Soon it was time for the shoot, and it was a sight to behold. In a stunning red gown, Abigail posed for many shoots. The shoot went smoothly, with cameras flashing and stylists hovering around her like worker bees. After hours of posing, the lead makeup artist, a quiet woman named Ye, stepped forward and handed her a mirror. "Take a look," Ye said, her voice almost too soft to hear. Abigail smiled, took the mirror, and admired her reflection. "I look good, you know," she jokingly said. After that she felt something was off. The glass felt cold, too cold. A shiver ran down her spine. She ignored the feeling, thanked Ye, and left the set. In her car, she still felt uncomfortable, but she ignored it. The next morning, everything changed. She woke up to an itch on her cheek. Feeling uncomfortable, she stumbled to her bathroom and turned on the light. What she saw made her stomach churn. A small patch of her skin had darkened, turning an ugly shade of gray. Panic surged through her veins. No, 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 this can't be happening. Her phone buzzed. It was her manager. "Abi, we have a shoot at noon. Are you up?" Abigail swallowed hard, forcing herself to sound normal. "Yes, I'm getting ready." She spent hours trying to cover the blemish with makeup, but by midday, it had spread. Day after day, it worsened. Her once flawless skin was deteriorating, rotting like fruit left under the sun. The media noticed. Fans speculated. Rumors spread like wildfire. At first, she sought medical help. Dermatologists, herbalists, even foreign specialists. No one could explain what was happening. Prescriptions piled up, ointments filled her shelves, but nothing worked. Her endorsements were slipping away. Her career was on the verge of collapse. She stayed hidden, avoiding cameras, avoiding mirrors. Months passed, and hopelessness wrapped itself around her like a suffocating fog. Then, a lifeline appeared, her friend, Linda. "What is happening to you is not normal, Abigail. I know someone who can help," Linda whispered one evening, glancing around as if she feared being watched. "Another doctor?" Abigail asked, her voice hollow. Linda shook her head. "A man of God. A powerful one." Abigail hesitated. She had never been the religious type. But what choice did she have? That night, they drove to a remote village, deep into the heart of Ghana's countryside. The air was thick with the scent of burning incense. They arrived at a modest house, where an elderly man, clad in white robes, awaited them. He studied Abigail carefully, his eyes filled with something she couldn't place. Pity? Fear? You have been cursed, he finally said. Abigail's heart pounded. By who? The man motioned for her to sit. Tell me, child, do you remember the last time you looked into a mirror at night? A chill ran through her. Yes, at a photo shoot. The man nodded gravely. That mirror was no ordinary mirror. It was a vessel, used to steal your beauty. Abigail's breath hitched. But who would do that to me? The answer unraveled a story buried in the past. Years ago, the makeup artist, had been a struggling beauty enthusiast. But unlike Abigail, she had not been graced with conventional beauty. One night, a rising influencer had humiliated her, laughing at her appearance in front of an audience. That pain had festered into something dark, something dangerous. She had sought out ancient knowledge, dark rituals whispered by the wind, and made a vow to take what was denied to her. She created a cursed mirror, one that siphoned beauty from those who dared gaze into it at night. Abigail felt sick. All this time, it wasn't an illness. It wasn't fate. It was theft. Can it be undone? She asked, her voice barely above a whisper. The man of God nodded. But it will not be easy. The ritual was set for the next full moon. Abigail spent the following days in deep prayer and fasting. On the night of the ritual, they gathered at a church. The air was thick with energy. A circle of young pastors praying around her, their voices rising in unison. The old pastor placed a bowl of water in front of her. Look, he commanded. She hesitated. Look. With trembling hands, she peered into the bowl. The water rippled, revealing a horrifying image. Her face, but not as it was now. It was melting, shifting, stretching into something monstrous. And then, another face appeared. Yeah. The old man's voice cut through the vision. Call her name. Command her to return what is yours. Abigail clenched her fists. Yeah. Give me back what you stole. The wind howled. The fire surrounding the church flickered violently. Abigail's skin burned, as though 1,000 needles were piercing her flesh. She screamed, collapsing onto the ground. Then, silence. When she woke, the first thing she noticed was the softness of her skin. The rotting patches were gone. Her beauty had returned. Tears streamed down her face. She was whole again. Ye was never seen again. From that day forward, Abigail made a vow. She would never look into a mirror at night again. Because some reflections are not just glass and silver, they are doors. And you never know what might be looking back at you.